This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad minds are disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it. So why some dirty nigga bad mind me for it? Every day them
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store, City of Hope, Epic Battery, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
them so here them want kill me for the carry me a steer. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Remember say, no man is a island. The only man who is a island to keep man. Remember, say each one help one. So it no make sense your bad mind and next man. Sure the gang government's already and him have a next one. I know nothing that if you not have one. Your friend.
You got it locked and loaded to the Monday, August 25th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. on this Monday edition weekend. It's back to work. It's Monday. Back to the, another day, another dollar. But we definitely going to make the ride home for you enjoyable. And, of course, we got lots to talk about. And if you want to chime in, if you want to be part of the conversation, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC. 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence. 323-6232. 325-4259, 325-4316. Toll free in any one of the family islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Now, like I said, we got lots to talk about coming in off the weekend, and a big part of the conversation are the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines into 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. Big headline in today's Guardian. F&M unveils crime plan. Charging that the Davis administration has no comprehensive plan to deal with crime. The Bahamas Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard yesterday unveiled a 10-point plan he said his party would enact if elected. The plan includes hiring and retaining more police officers, restoring trust in the force, broadening community policing, modernizing the force, clearing the backlogs in the court, updating loose laws, addressing the abuse of bail, expanding rehabilitation programs for offenders and victims, investing in crime prevention, and reviving communities. These 10 steps form a plan that is tough, balanced, and achievable, Pintard said during a press conference at F&M headquarters. Well, you got SHIELD, now followed by this 10-point plan. You can't say that not only is he criticizing, but Mr. Pintard is offering solutions as well. And that's, part of getting things done. You can't just complain. You got to identify what the problems are and then come with solutions. Now, on the other hand, the PM and the PRP says the F&M crime plan is nothing new. The Progressive at Free National Movement F&M leader Michael Pintard's crime plan, calling it a recycling of ideas that are already being acted on. Under the Davis administration, crime is being confronted with the most comprehensive plan in our nation's history. The 5-pillar strategy, the party said in a statement. This plan is not on paper. It's being implemented across the country. Major crime has fallen sharply. Guns are being seized in record numbers in partnership with international partners. Gang networks are being disrupted. the courts are working through backlogs and delivering more convictions. The party said that to pretend these efforts are not happening is to insult the hard work of the police officers who put their lives on the line every day. The Progressive Liberal Party stands with the Bahamian people who deserve more than empathy rhetoric, the party said. Okay, which part of the metaverse that was issued from? Because we got a crime problem. Big time. And yes, we have seen guns being seized and buried and encased in cement, but how long they was there? Do we have numbers and data? Accurate data that's how many were turned in? I mean, we see that they say record numbers, so do we have the data to back that up? I would love to know that that is the case. And I don't think this is taking anything away from the Royal Bahamas Police Office, the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and the hardworking officers on the Royal Bahamas Police Force. However, I do think that anything to improve a situation needs to be looked at, regardless of party affiliation. And some things need to be revamped. There are loose laws that need to be looked at. Man charged with murder and rape of Adrielle Moxie. Man accused of raping and strangling 12-year-old Adrielle Moxie as she walked home in 2024 pleaded not guilty to capital murder on Friday. Chris Ferguson entered this plea at his arraignment before Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder. He's charged with forcibly taking with intent to have unlawful sexual intercourse, and murder. So we'll keep an eye on how that plays out before the courts. Obviously, a lot of eyes on that case. And now it is sub judice, so we need to look at it, as it progresses. And obviously, consider it that it is under sub judice. F&M to ratify more candidates by Thursday. The F&M intends to ratify at least 10 more candidates this week. This according to F&M leader Michael Pintard. And he said that the party will unveil its new candidates on Thursday. The party unveiled the first 17 candidates in June. Earlier this month, F&M chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands told the Nassau Guardian that the party intends to roll out its remaining candidates for the next election in the coming weeks. It was on Talking Heads last Tuesday. Said it would be this week, maybe Thursday or so. So we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, it's good to know when at least 10 more this week. There'll be up to 27 ratified candidates. So we'll see, the next 10 are. Ministry will rely on retired educators to fill gap, director says. Days ahead of the start of the new school year, Director of Education Dominique McCartney Russell said there's a shortage of teachers in some areas, but there are mitigation plans in place. There is still a need for teachers in key disciplines like language arts. She told the Nassau Guardian on Friday, our goal is to utilize our retired teachers who assisted us last year. We have no guarantee that we will fill all positions, but we will mitigate utilizing our retired officers. Last week, the Bahamas Union of Teachers President Belinda Wilson raised concerns about a possible shortage of teachers going into the new school year. So we got a shortage of teachers, a shortage of nurses, but we got a lot of shortages. No shortages on talks. No shortages on promises. Very little action. Oh, okay, thank you. Let me check the text now. Boy, y'all on the board today. Naughty, good afternoon, you my boy, but it's the meta curse. That's what we are. Wow. That's where we at, man. I know it's Monday. I know we all got a case of the Mondays, but text, are we living the meta curse for real? Wow. But that's just some of the headlines blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views that matter since 1844. But like I said, on the flip side of the break, we'll be going to Abaco. We'll be checking in with Roscoe Thompson, getting caught up on all things Abaco. Got lots to talk about, and some, breaking stories from over the weekend, as well as some existing stories. And we'll really just see, where Abaco is. Roscoe's been traveling the last couple of weeks, so we'll be glad to catch up with him and see what's going on with, everything going on down there in Abaco. But like I said, it is Monday. It is the Monday edition. We're going to open up the lines as well, so feel free to chime in. Quick commercial break. Flip side of the break, we'll head straight down to Abaco. We'll jump into the buzz, all brought to you, of course, by John's Shoes. We'll find out what's going on with Abaco as we do each and every Monday right here on Talking Heads. Keep it right where you got it. The Monday, August 25th edition of Talking Heads can just...
I will never go just for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never go just for your queen. Remember, say, no man is a island. The only man who is a island, a key man. Remember, say each one help one. So it no make sense your bad mind and next man. Sure, the gang go best already and him have a next one. And no nothing that if you not have one. Your friend get a youth already, know him get a next one. And no nothing that if you not get one. Go look at your and try me.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape. A Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www. Now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Are you searching for something new? Something exciting? Your dream job in paradise? Well, look no further. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island is hiring. Join a dynamic group of passionate hospitality professionals, craft unforgettable moments, and thrive in a vibrant, welcoming atmosphere. Play your part in shaping the future of our team while growing your own career every day. Bring your energy, your passion, and your creativity to a workplace that's as dynamic and fun as you are. At Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, the opportunities don't just exist. They're limitless. So are you ready to find your perfect fit? Visit Royal Beach Club at paradiseisland.com/career today and step into a world of exciting possibilities.
You know that one sandwich that's lived in your head rent-free? It's back! The crispy barbecue bacon sandwich craving is real, and it's making everything all the flavor you love with barbecue sauce, crispy onions, cheddar, bacon, and a juicy extra-large filet, all on a buttery toasted brioche bun. It's messy, it's mouth-watering, it's made to crunch. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad minds are disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it. So why some dirty nigga bad mind me for it? Every day them see me out the road and me a flat. Buy me one a liquor, so me have me one a glass. Girl, them sexy and me clothes them so sharp. So who no like me style, tell a boy fit your car. So them a watch everything and me a wear. Them no see the hard work when me do for me career. But them a wonder how me things them so weird. Them want kill me for the carry me a steer. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Remember, say, no man is a island. The only man who is a island, a key man. Remember, say each one help one.
Monday, August 25th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and the company right up until 6 p.m. It's time now to get into the buzz. All brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. 4:24 p.m. is the time. Let's head down to Abaco. Let's check in with Roscoe Thompson, see what's going on down there in Abaco. Get caught up on all things Abaco. Roscoe, what's good? So keep an ear out for Roscoe. You might have dropped him. You might have to jump back in.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, all right. You're back at you.
I got dropped there. Yeah, I don't know.
I know sometimes you strip and drop down there in Abaco, so it's all good.
Good afternoon, Naughty. I see you got a birthday coming up Sunday, eh?
Yeah, because you got a birthday coming up Monday, eh? And we leave that right there, all right? All right.
How's things been going? Sorry I haven't been available. I know last week you were a little out of commission, but I do apologize for the weeks before.
Yeah, man. You know how that is. Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me. But obviously, I know you were busy down there in Abaco. A lot of things are pressing down there, and a lot of people want to get caught up as to what's going on down there. So I know you're going to get us filled in on that, and obviously we'll talk about a couple of the headlines as well. But first and foremost, what's the situation with the power down there, Roscoe? You still got the issues with the intermittent power?
Not yesterday and today, thank God. But man, last week was ridiculous. I don't think I've seen it like that in a long time.
And what's the contributing factor to that? Then is it need to be overhauled? Do you need
I don't think they have
makeover, or is it just lacking equipment?
Well, that's something that we've been trying to find out. To get an idea. We hear that generators are down at Wilson City. How many are down? How many can be fixed? There's no transparency or accountability when it comes to these. It's the same with water and sewage. When water goes down or it's off, and nothing against the information coming from BPL, but it's always maintenance, maintenance on generators. So it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating for Abaco in general. I wish we knew what the actual problem. It's generation. That's what it is. We don't have the generators to generate the power that we need.
So has Abaco outgrown the generators? Is what you're saying? Because I'm getting them
negative. We have. As far as I know, I can only go on what I know. We have 4 12-megawatt generators at Wilson City. That's 48 megawatts of power. Abaco at the peak, I would say probably is drawing 23 or 24 megawatts.
All right, so it's not a case of equipment then, but obviously now back to good old maintenance.
It's the upkeep and the maintenance of the equipment. It's how many of those generators are actual in working condition. And it's happened under the previous administration, this administration, and it's just, hey, you know what? Be open and honest with the people. That's what they want to know. At least then they can prepare, to invest in a standby generator or whatever it may be.
Let me ask you this, Roscoe. On a good day, all things considered, in a perfect world, not the metaverse, but the metaverse, you would be ideally, all 4 of those generators should be working, correct, at the same time?
Well, they should be operational. You don't need them all running at the same time. That would just be generating too much power. But
correct. But I mean, if you run into, you'll have 2 that are ready to go if something should happen to the other 2, or they can rotate them to balance out the wear and tear.
Correct.
All right, let's get to the phone lines real quick. We got a caller on the line. Talking Heads.
Yes, I'm one of those talking heads. I believe I am. I would like to explain to you all why we have this situation, generation failure and so forth, and seem to be this recycling of an ability to perform as a government. Here's the deal. I used to work for a company that had access to catering to a prime minister, and the prime minister decided to have a final race at the Hobby Horse racetrack. He called it the Prime Minister's Cup race. So I was there, and I was making sure that his Campari level, the level in his cup, never get below half. But I heard him whisper something to a business developer and also oil magnate in the country, that you notice how the jockey sits on the horse. I don't know if you know about horses, but I live right next door. I grew up next door.
Hold on. If I don't know about horses, I'll just tell you this. You mentioned Hobby Horse Hall. My grandpa was K.M. Thompson. He had multiple champions from Hobby Horse Hall. The greatest one was Asavachi. Go ahead.
We'll carry on then. You have pictures?
I got pictures and I got the cups.
Let me finish my story, Noddy.
And I got the cups left over too.
Yeah. Noddy says,
go ahead.
The Prime Minister said to this land developer, the same way you have the U.S. leader saying to his people, it's going to be a little pain we got to go through to get nowhere. But he said, we have to ride the Bahamian people the way the jockey rides the horse. He mounts the horse with such prestige that the horse doesn't even feel his weight. But he rips the horse, like to the point where the horse wants to know, why am I getting beaten, but I got to run, right? Now, and that has seemed to be the pattern that's been going on in this country from that Prime Minister's Cup race. And so what we need these guys to learn is to listen to the horse, learn the rhythm of the horse, and ride the horse, which is Bahamian people. I know you can ride us a little bit, but ride us with grace. Because guess what? We in the desert, and for us to cross, we got to do it together. That's the sovereign ledger for these buffoons. Because I know the story. All right? Thanks, Noddy.
Good stuff. Good analogy. Appreciate you chiming in, man. Good stuff. And like the caller said, when you race an animal, sometimes you don't have to whip them all the way down. Sometimes you wet them once to wake them up, and then you just lead them all the way down.
Well, Noddy, I think you know this administration has really put a beating on us right now with fees and they've
been beating us since the gate opened, and we've been on the first furlong.
You know, and hey, listen, it's frustrating because I know Nassau is going through the same things that Eleuthera, Graumer, everywhere going through. You know?
I was just going to say, you're not just the only family island. I mean, you got Eleuthera, you got Grand Bahama still with issues, and I've got reports out of Exuma as well.
You know, and it's just even when you look at BPL water and sewage, it even goes further to road works, you know. It's you got landfill dump sites that, you know, aren't being properly maintained. You know, so then it comes into question, you know, where is our money being spent? How is it being spent? You know,
let me understand that correctly. Landfill dump sites are now becoming an issue as well.
Yeah, I mean, Cherokee's been an issue for years now. You know, local governments.
And this is separate and apart from the dumps that have sprung up from the debris from the shanty towns that were demolished but never removed.
Yep. You know, it's just frustrating, and it all falls on the Minister of Environmental Health, Vaughn Miller. You know, in regards to why are we in the position that we're in today, and you know, it seems to be no accountability and transparency, and it's funny. That's what we always say: no accountability, no transparency.
You got that's the song, and with no Freedom of Information Act, no Procurement Acts, no mechanisms put in place for Joe Public to get the information, you know, efficiently. We got a problem. Let's go to the phone lines. All right, we got the phone lines are loaded. Roscoe, let's take these calls in. Talking Heads.
Yeah, Noddy, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's happening, bro?
Yeah, listen, I don't normally call talk shows and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, I was just riding in my car and listening to the guy talking about Hobby Horse race track and the former Prime Minister of the Prime Minister Cup. And today being the anniversary of the death of the father of the nation, Okay, I think you should have cut him off and don't blaspheme like that, talking all of that foolishness about the Prime Minister said ride the Bahamian people to death. I mean, because that's blasphemy and that's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
I think
In my
he was
opinion,
making
right?
a reference to the current Prime
on
Minister.
the
I don't think he was
anniversary of his death, he's going to come on the radio and say something like that just to have something to say, man. God bless.
Hey, I think he was referring to the current Prime Minister. I don't think he made any reference to the former Prime Minister, you know, so to speak. A reference that he saw something back in the day at Hobby Horse Hall and a reference to beating the horses. And if you look at today's administration, they're beating us bad. But I understand you may view it in a different perspective, and I agree with you. You know, someone like Linden and the other former prime ministers have their place, and they should be respected accordingly. But, you know, if you're on the clock, heavy is the head that wear the crown. And I think that's the general consensus of the nation, that they've beaten us hard. They don't have to beat us no more. We run in the race as best we can with what we've been provided. The feeding, the training, you know, the lodging, all of that. So if we get it and we running, you ain't got to beat us to death while we running. Something can make us drop out of the race. Or you beating us to death while we running the race. Let's get back to the phone lines. Talking heads.
Hey, you say Naughty?
Hey, what's happening?
Everything, man. Naughty be getting beat bad for sure, you know. And I don't know what world some of these people living in. I think when they get home, they go in a different world. You know, when you go open your door, you go in them ozone, some type of world. Because they can't be living in this country. They just thoughts, but 15 hours just to try and get out west.
The return of the potholes, the car eating potholes, eh? You avoided some of them too.
Man, Naughty begin do bad. This me got and these people them, and then they could go and campaign and walk up in your face. The country, where the country is now, Naughty, how you could go to people out, they should have waited the campaign in enormous time now. The election time, how you could start campaign, Naughty?
No, we need a lot of things. I tell you, we got a lot of issues we need attention to. We need a lot of questions answered. And then if you are going to take it to that level and say, okay, you know, we shouldn't ring the bell, then let us see what games. Let us see, you know, why you deserve another 5 years. You're going to make the changes to your cabinet that you need to make changes to. You're going to make the adjustments and the changes that society needs. Or is it just going to be more talk? And then obviously on the other side with the oppositions, are you ready to lead? Are you ready to govern from day one? You know?
The thing with Naughty, the thing, not to cut you off right, Naughty, but the thing with it, we can, whoever come in power right now should see what's going on right now, right? They're supposed to be ready to govern. If the FNM ain't ready, you know, sense to step in. The CI ain't ready, the coalition ain't ready, they don't need to step in. From you get in power, from you get in, Naughty, you're supposed to be coming out the boot long time because you get see what's going on.
I totally agree with you.
One shot. And the way I'll be going right now, all of this electricity and they charge. No, they're paying two fuel charges. Two fuel charges I paying because they say went over 800 kilowatts and they only bringing $71 of fuel. I mean,
so they made you pay more because they said you went over in kilowatts?
Yes, 800. Once you go over 800 kilowatts, you got to pay double.
You pay the fuel rate, the fuel surcharge increases after 0 to 800 or whatever it is. So much is free, and then 0 to 800 or whatever. And when you go over 800, the rate goes up.
But I mean, you know, they quick to double up that rate or increase the rate if you go over 800 kilowatts. But I ain't quick to feed it yet. It hasn't been quick to me. I haven't seen a decrease in my BPL bill yet.
I think one of the biggest mistakes that this administration made was getting rid of that fuel hedge fund.
Well, they bungled it.
Right. I mean,
they didn't even address it.
No. And that's where I say that accountability and transparency that is, you know, never laid before the people to know what actually is going on in our own country with governance and what is being spent here, X, Y, and Z. What's our reoccurring budget? You said something about the shortfall on teachers. It's a good idea bringing teachers out of retirement, but when you look at the starting salary for a teacher coming out with a teaching certificate at 21 or K, your public education system, is it really worth it to them? When you sit there and think about it, they're underpaid, just as the nurses, the police,
I'm thinking that's part of the problem, with the void, because obviously you have people with teaching certificates, but they make money in other fields because there's more money to make because they're not being compensated in their own field that they have qualifications in and degrees in.
Correct.
Let's get back to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Yeah, bless up, Noddy. Bless up, Roscoe.
Hey, what's going on, 52?
What's up?
Yeah, well, I heard Roscoe call a number as it relates to megawatts, but, any electrician would know that you have to take 20% off of that. As if you have a generator, you look at it and it'll tell you it may be 5,000 watts, but, the run load will be different, so it'll be like 20% less. So, and then you do the math, so you could divide it by the 240 service, and that'll give you the ampacity. So whilst it may sound a lot, and you can actually, they should be able to datify this because each household would be required by law to be registered under the building codes, etc. So you would be able to say, well, the average house has this amount of ampacity, and then you could know. But basically, it's just minus 20%. It's like a breaker. You only load a breaker 80% of the load. I just wanted to say that, but I want to dissect the word prime evil, right, as it relates to prime minister. The evil that they're creating, right? The reports coming in that nobody seems to be addressing. Nobody wants to do their job. Immigration don't want to do their job, in spite of the fact that me personally feel like they are ground zero for corruption. There are reports coming in about Haitians coming in through the Turks and Caicos, and even here with Bahamian passports and can't speak English, and people have to help them fill this out and fill that out. So that's a question that needs to be answered. One of the immigration officers a question, and they said because it's in the system, they can't question it. This is absolute BS at its finest. You see what I'm saying? Nobody wants to do their job, but these 5 magicians could come on the radio and talk about crime and this and that. Then you have to juxtapose these two together because I live in the inner city, and I telling you the truth, everything that moves, breathes, and thing is Haitian in this community, and I don't want nobody to nobody telling me but no xenophobia. And whoever, I don't, listen to me. Let me tell you something. They have failed us. They have let us down. And it's very, very clear that a blind man could hear. All right, Noddy? So you know who sent the text as it relates to the Metacrist, right?
I know.
It is the Metacrist, Noddy. Technology is destroying us. And what happens is, maybe you need to do a show on it because ethics is out the door when it comes to technology. It won't save humanity. It's a part of the insanity. Give thanks. It's panopticism at its best. Most people don't even know what I'm talking about. They think I wear a tinfoil hat, but when they find out, they'll be under the mat with a man shot. Give thanks.
Good stuff, man, there, 52. That's why I don't interrupt. I like to hear you tell you through, All right, let me check the text lines real quick. Good afternoon, Noddy. Please ask Roscoe how would he rate the DRA performance thus far in Abaco?
Non-existent, maybe. They just had a meeting with us a couple months ago, the DRM, a couple weeks ago, 10 days ago, 2 weeks. Man, I'm not too impressed with them right now, especially here in Abaco.
Oh, all right. Got a couple more for you, Roscoe. Noddy and Roscoe, how many cars are allowed into the Bahamas annually? How many are exported as junk? What metalworks do we produce from old derelict vehicles? There is a reason why Bermuda and Cayman restrict the number of vehicles they allow into the country. Check the inner city. It's a derelict car parking lot with unusable vehicles all throughout.
But that happened over here, Noddy. That's where a lot of our fires originated from, was out of junkyards or they caught on fire. It's what I've seen is we only use them for parts rather than having a proper recycling facility where you can actually, do some good with these vehicles, because there is a lot just on Abaco alone.
Let me get back to the text lines. Naughty, I need this government to pave the road that's next to the Guardian and on Carmichael Road right after you pass Gladstone Road. These two roads are begging to be paved. Agreed. A lot more. Naughty and Roscoe, Guy Bahama checking in, and we are hurting from the power and we have zero help. Naughty, good afternoon. That's not the first time I've heard that. Linden said that he did because that's what he did. The FNM is carrying that mantle. We need the COI or we'll lose this country. Hey, Naughty, that caller is lost. If the former leader was alive, he would not know what the Bahamas looks like and what to campaign on. Good afternoon, Naughty. NHIA has yet to pay its providers the outstanding funds for July, 60%. Outstanding. Nor the outstanding for August, 100%. Providers are running on fumes. Wow.
I'm glad you brought up NHI, National Health Insurance. Or am I correct? NIB over here, that owns a government complex. Naughty, we have departments like tourism, Department of Inland Revenue, because of I'm guessing it's the mold situation that has not been rectified since Dorian. They only took 16 inches out of sheetrock, where they should have redone all the offices and removed all the sheetrock. So now you have different departments going into the public sector and renting from private businesses. Do you know how much added revenue or how much added expense that is going to be on the Bahamian people per year if, you end up losing more departments from the government, complex? And it's all under NIB.
Oh, boy. Naughty, please ask Roscoe how the generator at the airport is working. And a lot of passport is running wild in Nassau. Are they running wild in Abaco as well? I guess he means passports or, people associated with new passports.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous through the whole, when, an example, when you see, was it 10 or 15,000 people have been going to be removed off the register? Those names should be published, those to know if they're alive, they're dead, what's going on. But it's crazy, not just here, but I think throughout our archipelago.
Yeah, it is. Like you said, good choice throughout the archipelago. It's not just in one island. It's not isolated. It's broad, length and breadth. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty. Roscoe, what's happening?
Hey, what's happening?
All right. Pop here. Naughty.
What's going on, Papa?
Thank God for life as usual, my brother. Naughty, I hear one of the callers them say Lyndon died on this day. He get it mixed up. I know that's just a mistake. On the 26th, I think, not on the 25th. I have a son was born on that day. We celebrate at the same time. And I think Lyndon is the father of the nation. Naughty, I know I hear you reading from the papers earlier, some of the stories. I don't know if it was in the Guardian talking about the court case, was supposed to start soon or done start, where the Ferguson man was charged for raping and killing the little girl. The other day,
it's underway. He pled not guilty. Now it's proceeding before the court, so it's what is known as sub judice.
He pled not guilty. He pled.
The article said in the paper.
Oh, that's my point. I must be misunderstanding. I was wondering why the case going on if he plead guilty. I thought they'd get him, but he'd plead guilty. He was doing a bargain deal with them or something. I thought they already do the test and everything and find out that's his semen they find in the little.
All right, Chris Ferguson entered the The man accused of raping and strangling 12-year-old Adrienne Moxie as she walked home in 2024 pled not guilty to capital murder on Friday. Chris Ferguson entered the pleas at his arraignment before Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder.
Okay. Well, everybody innocent until proven guilty is bad to waste the court time. I just was thinking if they already find out all of the forensic evidence and all of that they get from the scene, sometimes we just need to move on. But I guess that's the system. We have to work with it and do it that way because everyone innocent until
That's
proven
why you have the court case so that evidence could be introduced. The case could be, put before the courts and they go from there.
Yeah, I thought, not thought, but people, when you do something, you plead guilty if you're guilty and stop wasting the court time and get it over with, man. Naughty, also in the paper, someone was reading that they had a election in the bar association, the legal for the attorneys, for the lawyers, and someone nominated or they elected this gentleman who have a court case going on, the Ferguson man.
If I'm not mistaken, he was elected as president.
President or vice president? I thought they said vice president. Well,
I need to double check, but I know he was elected to one of those posts.
Well, I was surprised from the indictment when I heard the audio tapes and stuff like that and hear different voices that he was still going to court. So the system must be designed that way that he is within the law and he still could go to court and stuff like that. But it says a lot for those lawyers who supported and voted for him to be the president or the vice president. I see why when we let's have a warrant arrest for the former justice, former member of parliament and government, asking if anyone know where he is to call the police or something. It's been over a year now since he either hiding or step out or whatsoever. So it says a lot about these lawyers in the town. Even our Minister of National Security. They say we expected so much. That's why people say he's how you all say it, abysmal or dismal failure. Yeah, we expect better of them, but
I like epic failure, but yeah, I wouldn't do him like that. But he leaves a lot to be desired. He's dropped the ball a lot.
Better of him, man. He's a criminal lawyer. I mean, he come to serve us to be.
Yeah, when it comes to being a defense lawyer, he's a KC and he's one of the best there is.
Defense lawyer, but he look like he ain't want to do it for us, the people. He still carries on like he's a defense lawyer for the criminals. You understand? They ain't doing enough. They ain't impressive at all. I don't understand why they want to be members of parliament. Someone should know where Elliot Lockhart is. It's being reported on the news. They're looking for him. He's a former justice and a former member of parliament and a lawyer. And you see what they do? They go on and vote that Ferguson man to be the president. And it says a lot about these lawyers in this town and in this world. Keep up the good work, all right?
All right, Papa, good stuff. But that's why they call it a fraternity. All right, let's get to the text lines real quick. Good afternoon, Naughty and Roscoe. The 15,000 to be removed from the voters list, are they dead or others? Let me double check that. Normally it's folks who's passed on, but in these times you need to double check.
But those names need to be publicized. They need to be. You need to know who has died, who isn't. You just can't
been removed.
You just can't, as a government of the Bahamas, and I don't care if it's FNMPLP or whoever it is. When you remove names from the register, that should be public knowledge. Just what happened if they decided to remove me? By mistake because they got it mixed up with my dad. I'm just using an example. Right. Those names, so it gives the opposition or the people the right to know, hey, this person is still living. They aren't dead, or this person is dead. But I know that came up, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and we didn't have a show then, but there was an article. Naughty, I hate to change the subject, but I would like, to bring up, we had a house fire where a 12-year-old died in Crown Haven yesterday.
And then and then didn't you have some other tragic news too? Didn't I read of a suicide down there as well too?
Yeah, something happened in Green Turtle Key, the police, it's under investigation, in regards to that. I don't want to comment on the Green Turtle. I more so want to comment on the fire situation. And the reason why I say that is because Crown Haven, Foxtown, they need a piece of equipment, even if it's a truck or, that they have Jaeger pumps that they can put from, because the nearest truck is Cooperstown, and that's, half hour away, in one of those trucks. So that can tell you a lot what can happen. I'm not saying it would have made a difference, but it was tragic news what happened over here last night. But again, here it comes down for these communities and these areas need to have something on hand that they're able to combat fires with.
All right, let's get to the. I agree with you, man. 30 minutes to wait for the nearest engine is crazy. Let's get to the phone lines. Let's get these two callers in. Talking heads.
Hey, Naughty, and good day, Roscoe.
Good day.
Roscoe, I like how you said that the teachers, for the stress, they go to the kids, but then, they have an aspirin there trying to run for Fort Charlotte who've been touting saying that these MPs who don't really give us no production need an increase in salary, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Sabas made that statement some weeks ago, right? That they should get a raise. On the other hand, that member of parliament from Fox Hill, just before your show on the news, Naughty, was saying he's getting all up in F&M business, wondering about F&M changing rules about nominating Dr. Sands and all the rest of that, when he ain't giving no deference and no consideration to the scandal, what they saying about these passports in the passport office. That falls under his ministry as Minister of Foreign Affairs, doesn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, because, remember now, and his choice boy was, sent out of passport office and now represents Bimini and West and West Grand Bahama, and we ain't getting nothing from all the promises they made. $400 something million of development, and ain't nothing happening there either. So he needs to really stick his nose where it belongs and stop. You know what I mean? I'm putting it where the sun don't shine. That's for Mitchell out of Fox Hill. We're only getting up in other people's business. Okay? You all have a nice day.
You too, man. Talking heads.
Yes, hey, how you doing, Naughty?
Hey, what's going on, Seattle?
Not much, man. Just some quick points on it. How you doing, Roscoe? Hey, Roscoe.
Hey, Seattle.
I'm coming for that island in a few minutes. we have to form on the plateau of the Little Bahama Bank. We have to form a Grand Bahama. I know that Grabaco idea, the Grand Bahama Abaco economy, and the tools that is necessary is available. Though most people don't know. I use the expression: people often remain in the dark, not due to lack of light, but failing to open their eyes. And that's not the blindness of the mind. If you close your eyes right now in the room you're in, you'll see nothing, but nothing in the room goes away. And so the key is for those of us that know to each teach one. And my goal and ambition from this point in my life is to teach early what I learned late. And so that's for my 47 years in technology, which brings me to the point, Naughty, of what I'm calling for. I previously had a conversation on another show concerning my belief in that Michael Pintard can achieve the things he has. And a lot of time people will say, well, with proof or with evidence. All of us operate on a sense of a belief system based on the evidence that we have in front of us. I may have more evidence than most, being a person of data analytics. But the primary point is this. Most people would ask and say, what resources will be able to do to properly resource, say, the police department? And he said, money answered all things. Well, if you just look at the current state we are in, you can actually make an argument that not much will change because we don't have the resources. And that's the problem we've had with our economy. Though we have grown, right, we have not grown to the pace that we need to. And this is why we've gotten further to the tune of excess of $600 million just to pay. You can make the argument, I should say, to pay for, what do you call that thing, interest alone. So the number one thing is this: money answered all things. Now, over the years, in the last 10 years, I'm only going to talk about the current prime minister. He and his team have mentioned at least 20 different economic models, right? And so if you round it up to 25 that myself and others may have said, the question then becomes, in these 25 different economic models, whether it be the digital economy, the conceptual economy, the aquamarine economy, the carbon economy, the knowledge-based economy, the orange economy, these are things that I can show you directly that the Prime Minister in his current incarnation has spoke. The question then becomes that, what if we actually have a team of individuals? And I can show you me personally, okay? I'm a data person. I've studied the Bahamas for 24 years. And I've done an obsessive part with data. People hear me. If people hear what I say out of my head, I want them to imagine what I have in my computer, okay? And so if we put 500 people in each of those 25 different economy models, just simply making $500 a week, then you would essentially come probably conservatively $300 to $350 million a year that would be inserted into your economy. If you use the multiples of just 3, that would be a little over $1 billion. And if you look, just say the houses and all these other different things, you would collect $100 million. The problem is that we have been using terms like innovation, disruption, and disruptive innovation, and even the word of entrepreneurship, and none of them has been in the context for which the world uses it. If you take, and I'm not going to be long with this, just give me another minute. If you take just what has been created by the recent AI boom, just going back to 2001, you would see that thousands of new millionaires and at least 2,000 new billionaires have been created directly from the AI boom alone, nothing else. And the AI boom is nothing more than the mastery of analytics, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, descriptive, predictive, descriptive, predictive modeling, and predictive policing. And predictive policing has nothing to do with law enforcement. It is actually about policing behavior and the actions and the results of things. There's a separate part for what is called predictive policing from law enforcement. And so when you begin to look at these things, we're in a global marketplace, and we talk about Abaco, we talk about Grand Bahama, about this potential. And I'm simply saying is that governance without the consent of the government is the definition of failure. I believe that Mr. Michael Pintard has the ability, and he's proven it at least for us unexclusively on Grand Bahama, to bring together people across political disciplines and listen to their ideas. Yes, there's no expectation that Mr. Pintard will get on any stage and speak for 5-6 hours on any one particular subject completely with the House. I have no doubt in my mind that he will, or people like myself, will enter that conversation of the things to help him understand how these things will be achieved. The point I make is look at the competence of an individual to bring together the collective intelligence of the humans to solve the pressing issues we face, including law enforcement, including directly addressing these different things. When you have a person that governs, and this is my wind-up, their job is legislation, policies, program, process changes, etc., not the actual creation of jobs in these type of environment. It's to create the environment, to create the ecosystem. And you saw that with Amazon. The dozen cities that bid for Amazon, all of them grew in some form exponentially, only because they said they were prepared to host Amazon and people paid attention. We have not done that. And so if we have a leader that understands that they are not the know-it-all and everything, and that spends $300 million over 4 years on consultants, and there's no reports, no input, no nothing from the Bahamian people, nothing of that, then we have a problem. Because I'll end it saying, if someone is there now and do it, my question is, why haven't they? And I'm saying I am strong belief and I accept intellectual contradiction. And I will bring my data, and they can bring mine. And we can argue whether it be opinion, data, of whose ignorance is superior. But we can have that conversation as to where we are, and we are in an exponential crisis right now in our economy.
Good stuff, Seattle. I think we lost you there. But Roscoe, I want to thank you for chiming in as always, man.
Hey, Naughty, I appreciate it. I know we went over. I do appreciate again, and thank you for having me on. I guess I will see you next week.
Next week, Monday, and we get everybody caught up again. And I hope they get the things worked out with the power. Obviously, what's going on there with the dumping, and we're going to stay on them until they get it right.
I could say one thing. At least they started cleaning the drains. I got to give whoever got that underway is awesome. They've started cleaning our drains over here, which is a godsend.
All right, I got you covered, man. I appreciate you chiming in as always, man. We'll do it again next week.
All right, buddy. Be safe. Good afternoon,
All right. You too, bro. Quick break. Flip side of the break, we'll get into the news. And on the flip side of the news, we'll be into the 5 o'clock hour. We'll be talking sports. Earl Pearl will be joining us, so keep it right where you got it. The Monday, August 25th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Them a watch everything and me a wear. Them not see the hard work and me do for me career. But them a wonder how me things them so here, them want kill me for the carry me a steer. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday, only at Naughty Johnny's restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. till 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's, well worth the trip.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
We're still here. Since 1941, the Armory Company has been your trusted partner and one-stop solution for all your business and technology needs. From printers to copier leasing, point of sale to cloud video surveillance, we've got it all. And we ship to all family islands. Call our dedicated customer service team now at 397-1600 or visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street and experience excellence that stands the test of time. The Armory Company. Your success is our business.
Class is in session, but today's lesson is flavor. Level up with the new back-to-school buckets. That's 8 juicy pieces of fried chicken, your favorite sides, and something sweet. A group project everyone shows up for. Score a school-themed gift with every mega or super bucket purchase while supplies last. Plus, we're giving away a Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 to 9 lucky winners every week for 5 weeks. Back to school with KFC is finger-licking good.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad mind's a disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it. So why some dirty nigga bad mind me for it? Every day them see me out the road and me a flat.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, Carrie's Fabric and Uniform Store, City of Hope, Epic Battery, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Naughty Johnny's, Prince Masters, Sandcastle Bahamas, and Tropical Gyros.
But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Remember, say no man is a island. The only man who is a island to Cayman. Remember, say each week and go best already and him have a next one. I know nothing that if you not have one. Your friend get a youth already, know him get a next one. I know nothing that if you not get one. Go look at your and try build a foundation. Bad mind for them before the next generation. Play this at your dance all up on your radio station. To all the real people, this is a real time. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean. I will never grudge you for your queen. So tell them to fight for Jamaica 'cause the world is mine. From them time until now, Beenie Man still a shine. Oh no, check the stats and no safe from life. For me bad mind people are waste of time because me work hard for me money, money. So me days are head bright and sunny, sunny. Sing song, never do nothing funny, funny. Take care of me kids and me honey, honey. Nah, Jamaica will never let you down. King of the dance hall and I wanna give me crown. All real Beenie Man fans gather round and listen to the hit bounce sound. But me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me think clean, I will never grudge you for your queen. Me heart no dirty, me heart clean, clean like the water from the stream. Me mind no dirty, me think clean, I will never grudge you for your queen. I say, never you bad man, no, 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 never be grudgeful. I never be envious, yeah, yeah. In God you must party, we never bad mind another one. So anything I'm on up, you can work for and it can be earned. Oh, Lord, yeah.
We're back at you on the Monday, August 25th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. We are into the 5 o'clock hour. And like we do each and every day, we got to set it off. We got to talk sports in the 5 o'clock hour. And we set it off with Today in Sports History, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And I'll pull that up for you in short order, and I'm sure Pearlie will be joining us in short order. But on this day, not too much happened on August 25th, to tell you the truth. 1946, Ben Hogan won the PGA Tour in Portland, Oregon. It was his first major golf title. 1985, Dwight Gooden became the youngest pitcher to win 20 Major League Baseball games in a season. Sports quote of the day from Bo Jackson. Set your goals high and don't stop until you get there. All right. And Bo did a good job of that. Injury cut him down, but Bo was a beast. Bo was baseball and football. I think he would have been an absolute star in today's Major League Baseball game. Absolutely. But I digress. Here we are into the 5 o'clock hour, 5:13 p.m., and we're talking sports. Like I said, Pearlie will be zooming in short order. We're just waiting to track him down. And we'll let you know when he chimes in. But very good week this week. It's the last week that we have to go without actual football. NFL season kicks off September 7th, but actually September 4th. Cowboys and Eagles on Thursday night. And then over that weekend, they kick off. College football back at you in abundance this weekend. So that's definitely good. You had the best time of year football season, I'm telling you. And you all need to start chiming in and let me know what you think of your teams. You hear about my team all the time and Pearlie's team all the time, yeah, from Big Chief. But let me know who your team is. Especially if, it's one of those obscure teams that not many people pull for. I want to hear you. I want to hear you now. Especially, before the season. I want to hear you, jump on the bandwagon and say you've been pulling for this team for years. Let me know now, who your teams are. Excuse me. But yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of parity in the NFL this year. I think you're going to see some people who you didn't expect to be in contention. About that more when Pearlie chimes in. But right now, let's check out the home court. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And like I said, we got to check out the local sports scene before we go anywhere else. And when we check out who's in and who's out, obviously that's coming up in short order, all brought to you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. But right now, let's jump on in. We're talking local sports scene, all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. Bahamas men's volleyball team wins silver. Women finish sixth. After an 0-2 start, the Bahamas men's national volleyball team made it all the way to the championship game of the 2025 Caribbean and Zonal Volleyball Association Senior Volleyball Championships, but fell to Curacao 3-0, earning the silver medal at the Kendall G. L. Isaacs Gymnasium on Sunday night. While the men advanced to the gold medal match, the women's national volleyball team finished in sixth place in their division on Friday. The men's national team ended the tournament with a 2-3 record overall, including 2 major wins against former champs Suriname and Barbados. Bahamas on to start FIBA America Cup 2025. The Bahamas basketball team will look to regroup after dropping their first 2 games of the group phase of the 2025 FIBA America Cup tournament, hosted at the Polideportivo Alexis Arguello in Managua, Nicaragua, on Saturday and Sunday. Team Bahamas pushed the United States of America to the brink in an overtime thriller on Saturday, but suffered a 105-93 loss. The scoreboard was not as close against Brazil on Sunday, as they were defeated in convincing fashion 84-66. team now has an 0-2 record in Group A. So we'll see how that goes. Mr. Producer, let Pearlie in. I think Pearlie's trying to chime in. And as soon as Pearlie's in, we'll hear from him, I'm sure. He needs no introduction. He'll just make his way into the conversation. You know how Pearlie goes. Yeah, you know how Pearlie goes. All right. And I think we've heard from Pearlie. What's going on, Pearlissimo?
I was waiting on you to tell me I was jumping too quick, so I wasn't saying a word until you said hello. How are you, sir?
And I heard you coming in. I heard the clip clop. Like I say, them Bigfoot, them government shoe. That's Pearlie. He reach.
Hey, you know, they said
I'll take your word for it.
we don't fall down that often.
But Pump, he's here all year, ladies and gentlemen. Try the Dodger Dogs.
Hey, big win last night. Big win yesterday. Big win.
Jazz had a big performance over the weekend, too.
Jazz had a 2-home run game. Yeah.
Yep, and now he's at 100. And after, when you look at the pace, he's played 5 years, and he's got 100 diggers. He's like averaging 20 a year.
Yeah, he's doing well. He had a good game yesterday.
And the Bombers quietly 70-60, positioning themselves for the wild card and a run at the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Going to be right down to the wire. I think it's going to be enjoyable to watch.
Well, it's enjoyable if you catch the Jays. Painful if you don't.
Yes, indeed. How y'all dealing with the Padres?
We beat them 9 out of 9. We going 9-4 against them for the season.
We swept
them last week. We swept them last week. They took 2 out of 3 from us this week. I can live with that. If we're tied for first, if it ended the tie, we win the division.
All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on how it pans out.
Head to head, we've basically owned them. Now the difference is your boys.
Listen,
you got three more games with the Blue Jays. All right, and you got 3 more games with the Red Sox. They're your 2 clutch games, and you get 3 with the Astros. They're your clutch games.
We maneuvered them correctly. We should be all right, Pearlie.
Yep, if that's 3 and 3, if you all take 6 out of 9, that's good. You sweep the Jays, you put yourself in a good position.
And they got to play some other people as well.
Yeah, but you're not better than helping yourself.
Nothing like helping yourself, no, especially in baseball. But as we get into who's in and who's out, brought to you by Tropical Gyros, I'm a little disappointed with the first headline I got to read.
I'm listening.
From a fantasy standpoint, this sucks because I got him on one of my teams. But out of Houston, Texas running back Joe Mixon won't be activated from the non-football injury list by Tuesday's 4 p.m. Eastern deadline, making him ineligible to play at least the first 4 games this season due to an ankle injury. Mixon, who has an ankle injury, will be moved to the reserve non-football injury list before Tuesday's deadline.
Sit on my bench.
Now, 4 weeks in, you get him to come back in good shape. You start putting up numbers like last year, no harm, no foul. You know what I mean? Stay healthy the rest of the way. But if you're looking for help in the first part of the season, when it's very critical sometimes to win some games early in fantasy.
Yeah.
No. Put a little chink in the armor.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin ended his hold in with a deal worth up to $96 million with the Commanders. Did you see that, Pearlie?
I saw that earlier today. Very good.
I think that's
I'm just waiting to see somebody else. But, you said soon. So, it's a few more days.
You mean Micah?
Yeah.
What did I do? I said by my birthday, right?
I said yes, so there's a few more days.
I talked to Jerry this morning. I told Jerry to stop playing around, but I didn't say it like that. You know what I mean?
Jerry probably responded to you the same way.
No, man. He told me, he'd see me when he brings down the yacht. I come in on the jet ski this year to come circle the yacht. So he's looking forward to seeing me in person.
All right.
But I told him he needed to get it together. And he told me, have no fear. He will make sure that Michael will be there by the 31st. And he said to tell me to assure you and assure everybody else, especially Cowboy Nation in the Bahamas, that in my best Jerry speak is like, Naughty, Mark is not going anywhere. We have him under contract for this year, and I will franchise his backside the next 2 years. So he's not going anywhere for 3 years. We'll get it done. So I said, well, get her done then, Jerry. Get her done.
Okay.
So by my birthday, Jerry's going to get her done.
All right, we'll see.
All right,
You
question
got-
off the text lines there, Pearly. Naughty and Pearly, I'm a Steeler, but I don't know how Roger will hold up and the offensive line will protect him. That division is rough. Ah, boy. That division, like I say, you guys, that's one thing about the NFC North. You all will, or AFC North, you all will beat up on each other in that division regardless of records. But I do think that the Baltimore Ravens are the cream of the crop of that division. I think
Yeah.
Cincinnati's going to make some improvements, especially if they stay healthy, because offensively they're going to be in games.
Cincinnati defense play halfway decent, they'll be a very good team because they got a Super Bowl offense.
Correct.
They have a
So
Super Bowl offense. If their defense play halfway decent, because they're crappy, they'll score 30 points and give up 40.
I see that those two might be rising and leaning toward being the top of the division. Pittsburgh is to me, the jury's still out, kind of like my Cowboys. How's the line going to play? Like you're going to step up and play in that offense? And is DK Metcalf going to be the answer? He could be the clear-cut number one, but who's going to be number two and number three? You got two decent tight ends up there, so that works for you. You got Jonnu Smith and you got Freiermuth. You made some additions on defense in Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay. So your back end of your defense may be solid. So this may be a typical Mike Tomlin team. Solid defense, punch in the mouth, and then obviously offense grind out 17 to 20 points and hope you can win a game. You got a good running back, Williams from Iowa. You got Jalen Warren getting ready to take first team reps and see what he can do with the opportunity now that Najee Harris is left. But that line is still a big question mark, and obviously the player Aaron Rodgers, who I think is pretty much long in the tooth. Hopefully you're going to avoid a situation like they had in New York. Hopefully you get something out of him. But I don't know. A lot has to play out. Pittsburgh has to establish its identity during the season like Tomlin likes to do. I think this is another case of that, Pittsburgh fans. What'd you say, Pearly?
I agree with you 100%. 100%.
What's your take
100%.
on Rodgers? You think that the tooth is rather long?
I think Rodgers, I honestly would not have signed him. I don't think Rodgers is the answer. I would be pleasantly surprised if he is, but I don't think he's going to give them 12 games.
Naughty, I see you finally found that air fryer grill guy. Hopefully the mystery guy will deal with him this season. Can't wait to hear from Mystery this football season, especially regarding the Dolphins.
Interesting.
I guess you have Dolphin Nation want to see you
Interesting.
guys. They want to see you guys go at it. Dolphin Nation got lots to talk about. I've heard a lot of y'all arguing this shit too, like Dolphin fans. Some people want to go in this direction. Other people want to go in that direction. What's the real take with Dolphin Nation, Freddie? Why is it that some of y'all lean toward a youth movement, some of y'all want to keep the veterans? What's happening?
The defense is legit. Miami's defense is legit. They're going to have a very good front seven.
But can they stay healthy, though? Jalon Phillips and Bradley Chubb.
They have some depth. They have some depth. I'm not worrying about that part of it. It's a legit defense. My problem is not the defense. My problem is not Tua. All right? My problem is, well, let me put it this way. I changed my, take all that back. My problem is not all the defense. My problem is more the cornerbacks. And my problem is whether Tua will stay healthy or not. If Tua stays healthy, Miami will go pretty far away.
That's what I was going to ask you about your cornerback situation. You traded Ramsey, Jalen Ramsey. You lost Xavier Howard. So where does your cornerback room look right now? And you had some injuries in camp as well, too. So where are you at right now?
It's a very weak cornerback room, very weak. And I'm praying that the front seven can make up for it and put so much quarterback that it protects them and hides them until something can happen. They've been talking to Asante Sanders and the kid from Buffalo, but I don't see that. I don't know.
Samuel?
Asante Samuel is a kid from Buffalo too, or
Rasul Butler?
Yeah, Rasul. They made him an offer. He turned it down. They made him 2 offers and he turned it down. So I don't know what they're going to do. I'm really concerned about the cornerback room, but I have faith in the front seven, and I think our safeties will not be the best, but it'll be middle of the road.
I think Butler
We've got a very good running back core, contrary to what some people believe. if Hill goes back to what he did year before last, Miami's gonna have a really good team. But I don't think my over/under for Miami is 9.5.
That's a lot. I would have you on more like 7.5, 8.
Yeah, I'm being generous with 9.5.
Sound like a homer with 9.5. To tell you the truth.
No, Homer will say 10. And for those who we're talking about wins for the season, listeners.
Now, what's the deal with the running back situation in Miami, Pearly? Is Ollie Gordon going to be your starter by 18? Is out for the first couple of games?
Boy, Ollie is doing what it takes to tell Coach Daniels, you better seriously think about this. He's looking really, really good. He's looking really good.
Or is there some trade value for him to teams that may need a running back?
I don't. He legit has a future in the NFL. I think he legit is a good quarterback 3, quarterback 2, and running back 3, running back 2 right now, and could grow to that running back 1.
So what about a Chain? What's the injuries like with him?
He's just fine. He'll be there day 1. He'll be there for game 1.
What's going on with Jalen Wright? He's the fastest on your team, but is it the playbook situation, or is he just not finding his niche right now?
No, he did all right in preseason. He didn't play a lot. He'd be all right. He didn't look bad at all.
He was the man in Tennessee, though, Pearly. I mean, all things considered.
All things considered, he was the man in Tennessee, and all things considered, he's.
And I mean, University of Tennessee.
University of Tennessee. I know you mean that. But
what's your identity on offense? I mean, you got the good running back stable again. I mean, I see you trying to work your receivers in the preseason. So, what's the true identity of this Dolphin team?
It's the true identity is who's gonna be that fourth quarterback. We know that Waddle will be there. We know Hill will be there. I think is the kid we brought in. I want to say Etheridge, and one of the Washington brothers. Who's gonna be the next one? I don't know.
What about Ezukama?
That's what we're talking about. Ezukama, not Etheridge. Ezukama. One of the Washington, maybe Malik, Waddle, Hill. I don't know who's gonna be the next one.
So you got a bunch of guys fighting for one more roster spot. Y'all gonna carry like 5 receivers.
Maybe 2, depends on what they do.
Very interesting.
Depends on what they do. And I want to say, yeah, we brought in D. Etheridge from Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, he's a shoe-in. It's Ezukama who's on the bubble. My bad.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. We got Muff on the line. Talking Heads.
Yeah, well, there's another Dolphin calling in to get in the conversation. Yeah, brother, how y'all doing?
What's going on, Muff? Give me your take
we gotta keep
a Dolphin, man.
We got to keep Obi, Gordon, and then we got to keep Washington. He good.
But it's two receivers, it's Malik Washington and it's Taj
The
Washington.
receiver one who played the last 3 preseason games. We were getting on them 4th down. We was getting on them 4th. And Zach Wilson looked comfortable doing them. He looked good.
He does.
Yeah, he looked better than Lewis. Lewis and a little better than Tua and all. Only that touchdown with Tua got to get yards together too big. But the line, that wasn't really the real line to attack him like that. But you see, we lose at number 31, and we could pick up another number 31 in Gordon. And he's getting nothing more stuff.
He does.
I think Mozart was faster.
Yeah, but we got to bring us another 31 touchdowns this year. So, yeah. But I'm feeling sorry for Minnesota Vikings because in Seattle, I believe Sam Donald, they ain't lose nothing with Geno Smith, but Sam Donald coming there, they ain't lose nothing with. I think when Minnesota lose, we will let him go. Watch what he can do down in Seattle.
JJ McCarthy ready to go, man. Former number 1 pick from last year who had a knee injury, but he's ready to go. I hear he's looking good.
Yeah. And I agree with what he say with
and they just signed Carson Wentz to back up yesterday.
He can look Winston, he can look with the Jets. He can look bad, but he ain't gonna be ready. He ain't gonna be Rodgers. I saw you 50 though. He ain't not playing this year. Yeah, but let me let someone else get it. Me later, man. Yeah.
All right, Muff, be safe.
Of course now.
No, but I think the jury is out. Still out on Aaron Rodgers. I don't think it's a shoe in that he's going to have a great season in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm telling you that. I see what is his name? Hendricks from the Bengals come to a 1 year, $30 million deal. That's just to make peace, I guess.
Yeah, and that means Micah's coming next.
Oh, Lord, I hope so for your sake.
And Carson Wentz was signed as a backup in Minnesota too, so there's still that as well too.
Jesus Lord,
I can't believe Carson Wentz still in the league. I remember when they was fighting over him and he
a
turned
lot of
out.
people surprised that the Dolphins picked up Darren Waller, the retired tight end, and then they released Pharaoh Brown today. So that's interesting.
Naughty, if you spoke to Jerry, prove it. I'll prove it. I'll prove it when Jerry get here, man. The proof is in the pudding. Let me do the show live from the yacht, okay? Naughty told earlier I was believing him about the Dolphins until he said, if Tua stays healthy, laugh out loud, laugh out loud. He will only stay healthy on NFL 2K, on PlayStation, because he can't mean on the field in real life.
All right, mystery, I hear you.
You think that's mystery texting it?
I believe that's mystery.
Self-love, self-praise, and not texting in from the side?
Yeah, that's true.
Wow. That's Mystery Dolphin, I guess, if that is him. But I do look forward to y'all two jousting this year too, though. I ain't gonna lie. The minute Tua has a good game, you know it's on and popping.
Yeah.
He is to Tua what I am to LeBron. But I think, LeBron gets it deservedly so. Tua undeservedly so. That kid been hurt a lot, man.
Tua is I know people have some differences with him, but if you look at his numbers, when he's on the field, he's put up top. The numbers don't lie.
True.
The accuracy, the yardage, numbers don't lie. That's one thing with the game, the numbers don't lie. He's put up the numbers. Now, if he's been hurt so many times that the numbers don't mean nothing to a lot of people. But if I think if he could play 17 games or 15 games, Miami could be a playoff team.
But he got to stay extremely healthy, Pearly.
That's his problem. And his problem is really concussions. If he learned to slide, get out of the way quicker, he'd be all right.
But why do you think it is so hard for him not to slide?
He was practicing it, but he just thinks a lot of some of them quarterbacks think there's Mr. Tough Joe. And let me just take on this linebacker, and the linebacker mess you up.
Yeah, I think if he adds the slide to his repertoire, that'll be a little stopgap.
This is the reason why he took judo to learn how to fall, all these things. And if you get to teachings, you get too cocky.
But he scrambled. I mean, let's be honest.
No, we're not knocking that he can't scramble. He get a couple of wrong hits. See, in college, you've got the exceptional player, you've got the very good player, you've got the good player. In the NFL, they're all exceptional or very good players. So it ain't like you got, teams, some loaded teams or some halfway teams. You've got the Alabamas that are loaded, but you get some other teams, Akron State, that you could run over. I mean to pick on Akron State, but that just came to my head.
Yeah.
But in the NFL is the prim of the prim, the best of the best, the elite. So it ain't like you playing college. It's faster, they're stronger, they hit harder.
You got the Raiders, Jacoby Myers, speaking of wide receivers, he's requesting a trade from the Raiders. He wants out. He may end up back in New England,
Okay.
Remember, Josh McDaniel is there now under Vrabel. Vrabel's the head coach. McDaniel had him in New England for a time under Belichick. I think he goes back to New England.
Maybe.
But obviously, you know, things ain't things in Vegas with Pete Carroll with him.
See, but it's the problem with these players, these selfish players. Again, like that, trade me or I want out. I listen, Micah has done some things, but he's still there in dollars.
Right.
And he's just big round, but he's not saying I don't want out of here, trade me. You know, he play a little game and swipe his, you know, and scrub his social media, but that's fine.
But they all do that.
Yeah. So
all right,
team players go with the team. It's always what's best for the team.
Correct. And a lot of people lose focus of that. Let's get to the picks there, Pearly. And I think we'll go. Which way we gonna go tonight? We can go WNBA
Again?
Or you want to go baseball?
Major League Baseball heating up a little bit.
Well, we can. I mean, normally on a Monday, they got like 800 games on a Monday.
A lot of Well, if we want to be, all right, we can go at WNBA. It's only 2 games.
No, that's all right, man. We'll check out baseball. Naughty
All
Tour will be fine, but Wilson is ready just in case.
Yeah.
What do we think about
All
the
right.
Colts this season? It's all about your quarterback, Colts fans. Daniel Jones. Boy.
Well,
I don't
listen,
know.
if you have a breakout year, the coach will look like the greatest coach of all time. But
Yeah.
if we get the Daniel Jones we all know, Indianapolis can fire their coach before the season out.
That's pretty much it right there in a nutshell. The Colts go as Daniel Jones goes. I think the defense will be decent and they'll keep them in games. They have some pieces on offense, but if Jones is an issue at quarterback, they're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
They could definitely underachieve. All right, let's check out Major League Baseball tonight. Let's see how many games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Pearly. There you go.
All right. Let's go quick.
Let's do baseball. All 13 of them. All right, here we go. Red Sox and Orioles. I like the Red Sox in this one.
Well, I don't know. Sagano going for the Orioles today. That's their only bright hope all season. But the Red Sox are really playing some good baseball. They give you a Yankees hell this weekend. I can ride the Red Sox as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the Orioles plus 1.5, you might want to take that since they're throwing their ace tonight.
Yeah.
The Braves and the Marlins. I got to roll with the Braves. I think they're the better team right now.
They're the better team. It's disappointing to me this year. But all right. Okay, Braves.
Yeah, both of them suck, but out of these
A lot
two...
of injuries to the Braves, though. Credit, I mean, hurt is.
Not your typical Atlanta season, but I think a lot of that has to do with injuries, agreed. Tampa Bay Rays on the road against the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland's at home, man, so I'm going to roll with Cleveland.
Bibby pitching tonight. Bibby, one day, good one. Anyway, you know what? Let's go with Cleveland tonight.
The Nationals on the road in New York against the Yankees. Who's on the bump for the Yankees tonight?
Scheitler. 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 That's right. Scheitler.
I almost said it incorrectly. It's not shit. It's shite.
Yeah.
Scheitler.
Yankees at home. Jazz got a great game last night. I think he rides the wave. Pardon my pun. But I like the Yankees tonight.
I like the Yankees tonight at home, too. You got the Minnesota Twins against the Toronto Blue Jays. I like Toronto at home.
Last time. Yeah, I ride with them.
Philadelphia Phillies on the road against the New York Mets. This is a great rivalry here, but I like the Phillies. They're clearly the better team right now.
Yeah, but the two aces, you got Sanchez for the Phillies and Singer for the Mets. I like the Mets tonight.
All right, you go with the Mets, I'll go with the Phillies. Diamondbacks and Brewers. Brewers out of nowhere became like the best team in baseball record-wise. And I like them at home tonight, taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Diamondbacks suck. Yeah, Brewers tonight.
You got the
Brewers. They got the great schedule. I mean, when I say great schedule, who they're playing at this time of the year is good for them.
Yeah, but that could be their undoing come playoff time. Because if you go and play on a bunch of softies.
I didn't get there. I just said, I'm just,
Kansas City Royals trying to heat up and make this little run down the stretch. They take on the White Sox. I like them tonight against the White Sox, even though they're on the road.
I like just with anybody against the White Sox.
This is true also. Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals at home in this matchup.
Pittsburgh game with the video. That's the rookie. I can take the Cardinals tonight.
You got the Angels on the road against the Texas Rangers. Give me the Rangers in this rivalry at home.
Ooh, yeah. I like the Rangers tonight. The Grom pitching.
Padres on the road against the Seattle Mariners. Padres, the dogs in this one, but I think they might get it done.
I opened Bobby Miller up some of that Super Bowl glory that he had from last year, and I was giving the Astros a run for their money. So I'm going to ride at home the Mariners.
You got the Tigers on the A's.
Skubal.
I think Detroit's just too strong here.
It's Skubal pitching tonight. Anytime he pitching, I dare not bet against him.
So they'll take the Tigers in this one.
I'll take the Tigers as well.
And you got the Cincinnati Reds against your Los Angeles Dodgers, last game of the night.
Cincinnati's best, one of the better pitchers throwing tonight in green. Dodgers are great at home, crappy on the road. Big game last night. Freddie had 2 home runs. Ohtani had. Rushing hit a gigantic home run for the Dodgers last night, the rookie catcher. I like the Dodgers tonight to maintain that momentum and going home.
All right, we'll take the Dodgers in that one tonight. All right, that brings us to a wrap there, Purdy. We got Rich Tyson taking us home at Overreaction Monday, talking Steelers, Dolphins, Cowboys, Browns. Lots to talk about. So we'll see how that pans out on the flip side of the break. But good stuff as always, and we'll do it again tomorrow, man.
All right, brother. Take time.
I appreciate you, man. All right, and for everybody who chimed in, texted in, and called in, Roscoe in the first hour, I appreciate you too, bro. Good stuff, Mr. Producer. We'll do it again tomorrow right here on Talking Heads. Don't touch it.
Me think clean, I will never go just be a queen. Remember, say, no man is a island. The only man who is a island, man.
He is the king of crunch, the master of flavor, and he's going to set your taste buds on fire with the new King Crunch sandwiches at Burger King Nassau. Crispy fried onions, pepper jack cheese, and bold chipotle sauce. Plus, fixins cover a crispy chicken patty or 2 flame grilled beef patties on BK's new King Crunch sandwiches that are bigger, better, and bolder than anything around. And they're only available at Burger King Nassau. Try one today.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello. This Epic Eckert battery. This Miss Beulah from around the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
You know that one sandwich that's lived in your head rent-free? It's back! The crispy barbecue bacon sandwich craving is real, and it's making everything crunch. KFC's bringing all the flavor you love with barbecue sauce, crispy onions, cheddar, bacon, and a juicy extra-large filet, all on a buttery toasted brioche bun. It's messy, it's mouth-watering, it's made to crunch. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
How often should you change your oil in your car? Every 3,000 miles or 3 months? Definitely by the time the light come on. A car needs oil just like we all need water. Let Muffler World change your oil and oil filters to help you keep your ride on the road. Regular oil changes will save your car's engine. Stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street or Robinson Road to have your car's oil changed in no time flat. Muffler World on Mackey Street is open on Saturdays 8 to noon.
Looking for tech solutions without the hassle? Since 1941, the Armory Company has been the Bahamas' trusted tech partner. From access control and cloud video surveillance to smart home setups and laptop repairs, we handle it all. Need a repair? We've got you covered, no matter where you bought it. Can't find what you need? Call us at 397-1600 for a custom solution. Visit us behind Wendy's on Mackey Street with delivery to all Family Islands. The Armory Company, where your tech problems meet their match.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more, there's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
You're listening to Talkin' Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
Ambition is a privilege, nigga. Enough man have. Remember that. Bad minds a disease, choke. Some man won't catch. Yeah. Well, I never bust a chain or me never pick a pocket. Never see a old man bag and try grab it. Everything me have, you know me work hard for it.
Crap, that was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Mondays.
Monday.
What's up, everybody? Monday, we're back.
Sup.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Other than the fact that the last time you did a segment like this for What's More Likely, you used my 14-year-old to troll me?
I did not.
As a question?
I did not.
Okay.
I didn't have any Yankees in there about how you were terrible against Boston.
No.
I didn't have any of those.
Who's more likely to go worst to first? A team that's not going to do it or the Patriots?
Well, I mean,
okay.
I used two teams from the East Division who were in last place last year.
I got it.
And that's a big
Understood.
topic in the
Very good.
business,
Okay.
worst to first.
I might
and
be
they played each other.
I might be overreacting. What's first up?
Oh, man. Reports out of Cleveland going to keep all four quarterbacks, guys. What do you think about that? I'll tell you what. They're blowing it by keeping all four quarterbacks on the 53-man roster. Big mistake.
Well, who are they?
I don't want to be the one to say it, but if his name was Joe Blow, Shedeur Sanders wouldn't be on the team. He would have got cut by now.
We also wouldn't be talking about somebody not getting a shot at a 2-minute drill and at the end of a third preseason game either. That's obvious. I mean, it's obvious that we're talking about a fourth-string quarterback potentially because of who his last name is and what he did in college. Like, we're not talking about is Quinn Ewers making it right now. I understand that, but that's what you get when you draft somebody who's got a name. But that said, he could be pretty damn good, and they want to stick with him. Again, Pickett hasn't played a down yet, and they have a decision to make at the quarterback spot for next year. And I mean, crazier things have happened. But if you're telling me they're keeping a fourth guy just because it's Shedeur Sanders, why would they do that?
If you're saying to not face any backlash, to sell jerseys,
well, that might be it.
I don't know.
That might be it. About selling jerseys? I don't know. I don't know if that makes that much. Like, you're going to cost yourself a roster spot.
It just seems like a roster spot could be used elsewhere. Than a fourth quarterback who's not going to play.
I think saying you're blowing it is a. It's not like they're going to cut somebody that's going to.
They're a team that we can all agree is going to struggle, right? So wouldn't you want to spend an extra roster spot on someone who can actually help you win on game day?
Wouldn't you want to spend an extra roster spot at the most important position in the league where you can actually develop the guy and then figure out, do we want to draft somebody
If
new
you're going to have
next
a
year?
top 10 pick next year, it's a loaded quarterback class.
I know.
Then just kick it down the road. Why are you wasting a roster spot?
I just think blowing it's a little overreacting, but what else?
Terry McLaurin got his money.
He did.
Congratulations to him. So I had to cross his name off this next topic. but neither Micah Parsons or Trey Hendrickson will play week 1.
I think that's an overreaction. I think that is these are the, like I said at the top, McLaurin you need to bring in because you need to get him involved in an offensive scheme that I know is the same, but even the OC, Cliff Kingsbury, said that they really can't start clicking on all cylinders till McLaurin comes back. Now he's back, and you got 2 weeks of practice. Good enough. These guys, you could basically say, here's your helmet, go hunt. You know what I mean? You just say, Micah, you see Jalen Hurts, he was the MVP of the last year's Super Bowl, hunt. Hey, Trey, you see Joe Flacco, you can't miss him. He's 9 feet tall. You know? So I kind of think that this is something that can be done last minute. The Micah stuff is just it's getting
weird.
It's getting, as I said, farcical. So I'll still call this an overreaction. That neither are going to play in week 1. Yeah,
we're like 12 days away.
I get it, but you can basically tell Micah last second, good, you're in, and you can do the same thing with Trey Hendrickson. Again, those guys are just hunters, mostly. What else?
Still not talking enough about this guy and this team being the number 1 overall pick of the draft. I love Cam Ward. I love what he's all about. Loved his preseason. I think Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley is going to be the breakout QB wide receiver duo in 2020.
Give me other ones that might that we can throw here.
You got Trevor Lawrence. You got Travis Hunter.
How about Nix and Mims?
Nix and Mims.
Is that a good one?
Something like that. Darnold and JSN.
That's not a bad one. I mean, Hoskins just got in the year with McCarthy, Jefferson. Jefferson's not, but Jefferson.
But McCarthy's new.
I mean,
but also Jefferson's hasn't been available this preseason.
Justin Jefferson is just on a different planet. What else are we going to go?
He's never
here?
done it with JJ.
Well, I mean, you got a rookie quarterback and Ridley. That's not a bad one.
Yeah. I think that could be a fun, you talk
I
about
think it'll be fun.
league
But
pass
break
teams,
out like the best that we've got, sort of like Daniels and McLaurin.
Something like that. Yeah, they could be this year's McDaniels.
That's a tall order, man.
Daniels McLaurin.
That is a tall order.
Just something to keep an eye on. Tennessee's going to be a fun
Justin
red zone
Fields
team.
and Garrett Wilson doesn't count because they've actually
They did it 5 years ago. That could be fun too.
And plus they're the Jets and nothing good can happen to them.
That could be fun too.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
It's tough to buy this one.
Just
but
throwing
I
it
can
out there.
How about I can see it. It's tough to buy this as a they're it.
I feel you.
It is an overreaction.
All good. Just throwing it out
But
there.
I am excited for Titans fans.
Running back trade over the weekend. Brian Robinson Jr. goes from Washington all the way across the country to San Francisco. I think he's going to be a little more involved than you might think.
Okay.
McCaffrey and Brian Robinson, they're going to be the leading rushing touchdown duo in the NFL this year.
I could buy that one.
This year's Sonic and Knuckles, if you will.
That would be quite something that you get McCaffrey in your fantasy draft, 8th, 9th, right?
Right.
In the first round. And then he gets vultured by a former commander. That'll be a tough one to swallow there.
It ain't going to happen.
They're trying to keep the wear and tear on McCaffrey low. As he comes close to 30, they got Brian Robinson in there. Boom, he's going to pound it in.
I get it. Who else is in this mix? Sonic and Knuckles, obviously. Hurts and Saquon.
Go Braylon Allen, Breece Hall. How about Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne, TJ?
Who's getting that? Who's getting those reps?
No idea.
I got one for you. Javonte Williams and Jaden Blue.
I would have bet my last dollar that was coming out of his
Ramondre and Travion Henderson.
James Cook and Josh Allen.
There you go. Lamar and Derrick Henry.
So I'll call this an overreaction now.
All right. Could be fun. Just something to keep an eye on.
All right.
Aaron Rodgers and
No,
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, though, TJ, it's almost like we planned that, which we did not. Aaron Rodgers, you know what he did this preseason? Nothing.
Zero.
Never saw him.
Neither did Josh Allen, by the way.
Neither did Michael Penix Jr., someone with 3 career starts last year. Steelers and Falcons, big mistakes sitting these guys in all of the preseason.
Boy, man.
It's a little different.
Rodgers, I would say no. Like, that's not a big mistake.
New team? New system.
I see
Arthur
it.
Smith.
Dude,
Yeah, but you can get reps in practice without putting them
And
out
Rodgers
there.
is just like the
Don't
last
you want to
thing
see
you
some
want.
live ammo?
Yeah, he's 41, man.
Last-
Trying to have him chill.
Let's put it this way. At least they didn't have him shoving a sled.
Yeah, right.
Like last year's veteran that they had.
We don't know that, though, because remember, Coach said he wasn't saying that wasn't going to be the case.
The Penix thing, though,
That's
is
a
a
little
head
strange.
scratcher. That is definitely an easy second guess right now. Easy second guess. So, the big mistake stuff. Again, you use this language that this segment's about that catches me, in a way of saying, how can I agree with it? But I'm rooting for the kid. Obviously, I love Raheem Morris and all those guys down in
They
Atlanta.
got a potentially firepower offense, man.
That one is just like, what are we doing?
DeRoque London
Cousins,
and
I'm
Bijan.
not playing Cousins, I guess.
I know. I might get that.
Well, I mean, you got to keep him fresh.
just in case.
I
phone
know.
call comes.
Yeah. The call from the 818.
Well, it's definitely
comes out there.
It's not coming from Vegas either. I mean, they need somebody, but they're not getting Cousins.
No, they're in the Mike White.
818. The Rams aren't getting him.
That's a way homer
All
for
right,
you
so
there, Rich.
half a proper reaction. Half a proper reaction.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, last one. Oh, we got big college football this weekend. You know what I mean?
Comes.
Yeah.
Texas, Ohio State. Let's go. Texas, Ohio State this weekend. Preview of the national championship game in January.
I don't think that's an overreaction. Obviously.
1
there's-
versus 2 right now.
I mean, Clemson plays LSU as well. Chris Fowler's coming on Friday's show to discuss that. He's calling that with Herb Street in advance of the Lee Corso Palooza that's coming to ESPN this weekend. There's always Georgia. There's always somebody else from the SEC that lurks.
Notre Dame's right there.
Notre Dame's right there. Michigan just named Bryce Underwood, our
Penn State's number 2.
17-year-old BFF. I think he's 18 now.
Yeah.
They just named him the starter.
He's a monster.
Penn State is now in that top 5 mix.
Penn State's now 2.
That's great.
It's great
Ohio State's
until we can beat Ohio State.
Well, you got to score more than 2 touchdowns against them, can you?
Listen.
Drew Aller could be the number 1 pick in the draft.
I don't think this is an overreaction.
Okay.
Do you? I know you said it, but like now that you can get out of the bit for a second.
Oh, I'd be shocked if Ohio State made it.
Okay. Hey, man.
I fully expect Texas to be there
Chris,
because I got to stick with this Arch Manning.
You can't get any
narrative.
You could take down the music, Mike. You can't get any worse than losing to one of the most banged up, undermanned Michigan team in your house, and have Michigan plant the flag in the middle of your house, and a Donnybrook breaks out, and their special teams unit is trolling you by spelling out Ohio on your turf, and the entirety of the fan base is in full throat and froth about firing their coach, and everybody needs to go, and let's burn it all down. And then they won 4 in a row. And not only won 4 in a row.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian